Get informed on what is happening in our political scenes and people who are making headlines in different parts of the country and the world, right here at TAS TV. Join me, LAVIN NYAGOWA, as I bring to you weekly news highlights that are factual every Friday at 4 o'clock. See you then.
This is the newest, most exciting entertainment show where nothing is off limits. We bring you real, authentic, and raw conversations. Enjoy good vibes, fashion, and lifestyle from your favorite celebrities. Fun, trending topics, games, and educative segments. Every Tuesdays from 3 p.m. and Saturdays from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. With me, LAVIN NYAGOWA and Hazel Jeru, only on The Unfiltered.
Welcome to TAS Media Institute, the home of undiscovered talents. You will be trained by professionals who have a passion in what they do. Do not be left behind. Enroll now and become a pioneer of TAS Media Institute. We are located at Neema Plaza, 2nd floor along Kenyatta Highway in Thika Town. Life can sometimes take unexpected turns, and this family's story is no exception. When a gas explosion completely changed the course of their living, Mr. Joseph Lual and his family have been forced to face unimaginable hardships. But even in this phase of adversity, they have managed to persevere with so much resilience. And as the saying goes, adversity introduces you to yourself. Let's get the story of Mr. Joseph and his family.
So welcome to the first episode of Brain Busters. My name is Mwangi Dominic. Lotko barabara ya MKU. Tunauliza maswali tatanishi.
At TAS Media Institute, we let you discover your talent. Good evening, afternoon or morning, depending on that particular time that you get to watch this amazing show. I am back again. As you always know, I'm your favorite host, LAVIN NYAGOWA, yours truly. Anyway, that's not the major topic of the day. So welcome to today's reality check. On this particular day, we want to tackle period poverty and breaking the cycle of period shame. This is something that most girls go through, yet it is not something that is really talked about out here. So I want to explore the causes and consequences of period poverty and the ways in which we can work together to, help reduce the stigma that is associated with this issue. And as always, I have an amazing guest on set who's gonna be helping us tackle this. Karibu sana to today's episode.
Thank you. Thank you for
sana
having
kwa
me.
kukuja.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so guys, remember this episode is as well courtesy of our longest sponsor, that is the Smart Shopper. Today, our main focus on the Smart Shopper are these amazing face masks that go for 300 shillings per piece. So you can call them, look at their social media, their IG page, so that you get to order yours and now. So away from that, ukwaje?
Mimi niko salama.
Please introduce yourself, tell us who you are and what you do.
My name is Jane Wedere Ronjagi. I work at PadPulse. I'm a project assistant.
Yes.
So I work with PadPulse. PadPulse is an organization that is under Boresha that deals with mostly menstrual hygiene.
Yes.
So PadPulse wants to create a pad bank where where all girls and women can have accessible products, because in today's world bado kuna watu wanakosa pads in the society. Yeah. So PadPulse is trying to create that environment where the women and girls can have accessible sanitary towels so that they gain confidence, dignity. Yeah.
Okay, yani mumesikia, she's so soft spoken, PadPulse Kenya, Padbank Drive, And then on the other end, tuko na mimi, the noise maker. Anyway, away from that, let's start from, the basics. What is period poverty? Because si kila mtu ataelewa. There is somebody mwenye ako home, actually, apparently, maybe going through that, but hajui that is what is period poverty. So how would you describe it to, just come to two in layman's language?
In layman's language, period poverty ni kukosa pads.
Yeah.
Period poverty ni ile yenye unajua unafaa kunyesha next week or have your menses next week. You don't even have a pad. You don't even have the money to buy the pad.
Yeah. You
don't even have the right. Okay, period poverty, you don't have the right underwear to wear during your period. You don't have the pad. So basically that's what I would say period poverty is.
Yeah. So now that you've described it as kukosa sanitary towels, how does this kukosa sanitary towels affect young women and girls across the world?
Well, I would say it affects them mentally in so many ways. You'd find it affects them in so many ways. You'd find that msichana haendi shule cause hana pads, so unapata miss 4 days of school cause hajakuwa na pads. Secondly, unapata, let's say there's this thing called transactional sex, whereby unapata msichana mwenye, let's say, hana wazazi or anything, she goes and have sex with a man ndo apate pesa ya kununua pads, so it can hurt them mentally. It does so much to us, we don't even realize it. There's also shame that comes along with it. Unapata, so many men in the society these days, they don't know that they actually period shame us. Unapata, they don't like to even talk about menses. They find it as embarrassing. They find it as it's shameful, and it's not right. So they make us feel embarrassed about it. They make us feel bad about it.
Yeah. Okay, so how does this, the feeling ashamed, those are some of the challenges that come with, us going through our menstrual flows. So feeling ashamed, the discrimination, the stigma that comes with it. So how do we reduce this period stigma?
I would say the best way to reduce this stigma is having a conversation with them. Sitting them down, educating them. That's what PadPulse we're actually doing, We're doing, it's been going on under Boresha, but now PadPulse is by its own.
Yeah.
So we want to educate the society more about menstrual hygiene.
Yeah.
We want to educate them that it's normal to have your menses. What you're supposed to do during your menses.
Yeah.
That it's not right to shame someone for having their period. So yeah, we have a program called menstrual hygiene program, where we usually go to schools to educate them about menstrual hygiene. We create awareness about it. Yeah, we also go to schools. We also talk to mothers about menstrual hygiene. We actually ask them to come with their husbands so that we create that awareness. We understand that it's normal to have our periods. It's normal to carry a pad. It's normal to buy a pad in the supermarket. Do you know that I used to be afraid of buying pads in the supermarket? Because
why?
I thought that people would shame me because nanyesha.
Okay.
It was so scary. But no, the more your parents encourage you to, they create awareness towards this. you will gain more courage, you'll be confident, utapata dignity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So talking about, you've talked about going to high schools, educating them. So what exactly do you tell them? How do you make them, especially I'm more curious about the mixed secondary schools. Does it mean that when you go to these schools, you only engage the girls, or you engage them as a whole, like the whole school, both boys, both girls? Because I believe it's a topic that, both genders are supposed to be aware of.
Yeah.
So how do you educate them? What exactly do you tell them?
Well, we usually have an education program whereby we can do both. We can do either we unite the boys and the girls, especially for mixed schools, or we can do them separately. Because for girls it's more intense because they know what they go through every time.
Yeah.
So like for girls, we usually go educate them on what PMS is, how you're supposed to wear a pad, how to dispose a pad.
Yeah.
But for boys, we usually go, we talk to them about what menstruation is.
Yes.
We usually tell them that it's okay for girls to have their menses. It's not okay to shame them. We show them how a pad looks like. We actually encourage them to be carrying them around because in this society anything can happen.
Anything can happen, true.
In fact, unaweza kaenda mahali ukose pad alafu upate beshte yako ndo atakupatia. That would be really nice.
Happens a couple of times.
Yeah, especially imagine if a guy gives you a pad. See, that's really nice.
Yes.
It would be really, really nice. So yeah, we educate them to carry a pad once in a while.
Yeah. Or
if they know they have a friend who unaweza kamsaidia. Yeah.
Okay. So now that you mentioned something about making pads accessible across the country, and we are having the campaign that we are running, Pad Pulse Kenya, Boresha Jamii Initiative, TAS TV. It's a campaign to raise 1,000 pieces of sanitary towels to help young girls, get comfortable, be comfortable when they are on their floor. So talk to us about that.
Well, currently Pad Pulse Kenya is partnering with TAS TV in Boresha Jamii. We are aiming to create a pad bank where we're starting off with 1,000 pieces.
Yes.
So we are asking currently for donations from everywhere. We want to partner with so many organizations. Yeah, we want to create a safe haven for the vulnerable people in the community. Because unajua kupata hiyo pesa ya kununua pad, it's very difficult.
Yes.
So Boresha and Pad Pulse, they want to create that pad bank, whether ni normal pads, washable pads, menstrual cups or tampons. Yeah. We're asking donations from every corner so that we create this bank. We visit schools, we visit vulnerable people in the community. To spread the word as much as possible because it's what is affecting most women in the society right now. With this economy hata ni ngumu sana.
Okay, so talk to us about, in what ways does period shame affect women and girls on how, how they view their bodies or themselves when they, during that period?
Well, I would say period shaming is something that would mess up with your mental health psychologically. Imagine if you start your period and you don't know, ulitoka kwa gari, uanze period yako and you don't know, you mess everything. Alafu a man comes and tells you, umemess huko nyuma, alafu starts laughing at you. How would you feel?
Very bad.
Exactly. It would mess you up psychologically. It will make you feel stressed. Uta feel like, this is so embarrassing. This is shaming, bana. I can't do this. Actually, I know of a story that happened in Kenya. A 14-year-old girl committed suicide because her teacher period shame. She committed suicide out of that. Just imagine to mess too.
I'm so sorry.
It messes with your mind a lot, and I feel like that should end. It's something that is very, very normal. To have your period is very okay. It's a biological thing, so we should embrace it, all of us. Yeah. We should also make an attempt of learning more about menstruation. Yeah, so that we can help people out here. We share our experiences. Hey, this happens. Yeah.
So the other time in Parliament, we had, the senator, the nominated senator, when he went to Parliament in, a stained trouser. The aim was to, bring up a bill that women should be embraced, protected. They should feel safe. How was that like for you?
Well, I feel like that was
sorry to interrupt you.
Okay.
Looking at how, everyone, especially the men in Parliament, how they handled that situation.
It wasn't right, honestly. I feel like those people from parliament, they should be sat down and educated about menstrual hygiene, menstrual products. They need to understand that this is something normal. I don't see the reason why you'd complain because a girl comes up because I'm a mess. It's totally normal. We should create awareness. We should educate the people. We should tell them that it's okay. We should empower the people. I think that she did a good gesture because this is something that happens to all of us. But the way people took it, they took it as such a wrong thing. And she did the right thing. I feel like we should create more awareness on period shaming and period poverty. So she did the right thing.
Okay. So talking about that, how can we best create an open dialogue about these conversations and to ensure that women are empowered, especially to take control of, you know, their menstrual health and everything?
Well, I think that, well, Pad Pulse is dealing with creating platforms where, like in schools, we create platforms where girls can talk about their experiences. So that they build more confidence. You know, the more you talk about this thing, the more you gain confidence. Utajua, by the way, this is something that happens to everyone. So we create platforms for people to express how they feel about menstruation, things they go through, their challenges, and solutions to them. So I think the best way would be creating a platform.
Have platforms created for instance.
So in workplaces, people should be more knowledgeable about this. They should learn to talk about it. They should learn to converse with their workmates about it. So that they know that this is
ametuambia is a talk that we need to have. We need to make everyone comfortable. We need to make the society aware that this is something that comes out naturally, and as a woman we go through this each and every month. So if we don't talk about it, how, you know, kama hatuyongelelei tutasaidika aje, ama how are we going to make the society have it in mind that, you know what, it is okay to go through what us as women do go through. Jen, let's talk about, you know, the risks that are associated with menstrual products. We have some menstrual products zenye, of course, as women unapata mtu ako allergic to this type of sanitary towel, mwingine ako allergic to the other one, some prefer scented, some don't prefer scented. So what are the health risks that are associated with the pads that we have?
Well, first of all, you should know yourself. You should know that wewe si mtu wa scented pads, wewe ni mtu wa the normal pads. Kuna watu wenye wanakuanga allergic to pads, and we have options for that. We usually have menstrual cups. They can use menstrual cups or even use tampons. Well, there are a number of risks that zinatokeanga. Like utapata, let's say if you use a pad that's not for you, utapata, like, let's say you get rashes, you can even get an infection out of it. And if that happens, you're supposed to visit the hospital.
See a doctor,
so that you know what's best for you. Well, Pad Pulse wants to work with girls. Well, of course, they want to figure out themselves. So we want to, when we communicate with the girls, we educate them this and this. Of course, we'll have to mention that kila mtu akona a different menstrual product. Nitasema hivyo. Because si kila mtu si wa pads. Watu wengine ni wa menstrual cups, watu wengine ni wa tampons. So
I am interested on the menstrual cup. How does it work?
Unfortunately, I didn't bring one today.
It's okay. You could probably just tell us.
A menstrual cup in a kanga, it's like a cup kadogo with a extension here. It's usually inserted in a, like, basically ni kama kakikombe kakushikilia periods. So you usually insert it. You can stay with it for around 6 to 8 hours. Ukitoa unamwaga, you can return it. It's usually like a cup, periods.
So is it plastic? Is it rubber?
It's more of rubber. It's not plastic because it bends the way that we insert vizuri.
That's interesting. In case you didn't know what a menstrual cup looks like, we are together in this. That's why I'm here. So it's such, you know, it's such an amazing thing to get to understand and get to, at least saizi, tukiangalia compared to kitambo, watu wana embrace hiki tu sana. Though si vile watu walikuwa na nini kitambo, but at least with the boys that we have today, kidogo mtu anajua, mtu ana going through, you know,
Yeah,
menses, mtu anaumwa na cramps, mtu anafanya nini. Let's talk about, you know, situations where people tend to think that menstrual how do you call them? Situations where we have the boys talking about menses, they know that kuna kwanga na hizo uchungu na kila kitu, and then kuna wale wenye wanadhani hiyo ni kitu ya kawaida, Please talk to those guys.
Well, Padpals definitely will talk about it to them. We want to educate them, by the way. Periods si kutoa tu damu na ni hivyo. You go through so much. Kuna hormones, kuna mood swings, kuna cramps. There's so much that goes on, and I think that they should be more knowledgeable about that. That's why in Padpals we have our education program in menstrual hygiene. So we are planning on, well, spreading the word, creating awareness, telling them this and this happens during periods. They should know, they should be supportive to their girlfriends, to their loved ones, to their sisters, to their mothers. Yeah, they should even support them buying pads. It's not easy with this economy.
Okay, guys. So one thing nimetoka nayo hapa saizi. Boys, make sure that, you know, when your girlfriends are on these menses, you take good care of them. Make sure they're doing okay. Make sure that they have whatever product they need, just to make sure that your period is such a smooth period for them. So, you know, just give them a peace of mind and easy time. So we are headed on a short commercial break. When we come back, we're going to be discussing the myths and misconceptions that surround period poverty. Get informed on what is happening in our political scenes and people who are making headlines in different parts of the country and the world, right here at TAS TV. Join me, LAVIN NYAGOWA, as I bring to you weekly news highlights that are factual every Friday at 4 o'clock. See you then. Welcome to TAS Media Institute, the home of undiscovered talents. You will be trained by professionals who have a passion in what they do. Do not be left behind. Enroll now and become a pioneer of TAS Media Institute. We are located at Neema Plaza, 2nd floor along Kenyatta Highway in Thika Town. Life can sometimes take unexpected turns, and this family's story is no exception. When a gas explosion completely changed the course of their living, Mr. Joseph Lual and his family have been forced to face unimaginable hardships. But even in this phase of adversity, they have managed to persevere with so much resilience. And as the saying goes, adversity introduces you to yourself. Let's get the story of Mr. Joseph and his family.
So welcome to the first episode of Brain Busters. My name is Mwangi Dominic. Leo tuko barabara ya MKU, tunauliza maswali tatanishi.
At TAS Media Institute will let you discover your talent. Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for staying tuned to this amazing episode. Like I said before, we are talking about period poverty and how to break this cycle of period shaming girls, especially when during that period tukiwa on our floors. Some of us go for up to 7 days, some up to 5 days, depending tuna mwili yako, sindio? Yeah. So yes, guys, I said before we went on that break, we are on a pad drive campaign to raise 1,000 pieces of sanitary towels just to make sure that our girls are comfortable in school, sindio? So away from that, tulisema tukirudi tunaanza na the myths and misconceptions that surround period poverty. Just talk to us about those ones.
Well, what I learned from myths and misconceptions, you find them mostly it's cultural bias.
Yeah.
You'd find that in some communities, they would say, if a girl is having her menses, they should not talk to a man. That's a myth.
I think I've heard of that.
Yeah. What is that even? They usually say don't talk to a man, don't even touch water. Apparently, if you're on your period, when you wash your vaginal area, after you touch water that is communal, apparently you'll infect it.
You'll infect the whole community.
You'll infect the whole community. There's so much that comes from cultural biases. Actually, funny thing, kuna stories zingine about like in some communities, when a girl akianza her period, she's set off for marriage. Just because it seems like she's a woman.
She's a woman now.
Yeah. So she's set off for marriage. Imagine as young as 9 years.
9 years old. Because girls start their menses at around that age.
Yeah. That is just totally
not necessarily a good thing.
Yeah,
so now that
a good thing.
I've also heard of circumstances where as a woman, if you're on your period and then after your period is over, you're supposed to cleanse yourself because apparently you're dirty.
You're dirty. You're not purified. You need to be purified again.
There's just so much that comes with it. The other time I had Grace talking about almost nearly the same thing. It's not necessarily a good thing from where you sit. That is what I understand.
Yeah, it's not a good thing.
So how can we best deal with these myths and misconceptions, that just to ensure that our girls mentally hawakuwa affected and what the community thinks about the periods?
Well, on Pad Pals, we have an education program. It mostly relies on empowerment, creating awareness and education, and even creating policies that favor menstrual products. Like I feel like menstrual products are supposed to be free because this is a normal thing. This is what happens to every woman. As much as condoms go free, I feel we should also advocate for pads.
Free pads.
Yes. So I feel like it starts with the home. I feel like the mother should start talking to their daughter about menstrual hygiene, how menses are supposed to be, and also talk to the dad. Like this is what happens during menstruation. I feel like it all starts with one person. It all starts with you. Sindio? Ukianza na wewe uende uambie mtu mwingine about it. That's how a community will grow that is positive about menstruation, ending period poverty, ending shaming. Sindio? Yeah, that's what I feel that would be best.
Okay. Talking about parents, not so many of us walipata hiyo chance ya kuongeleshwa na wazazi, especially the beginning of their menses. Mtu kama mimi siwezi kumbuka. I think I sneaked in when my cousins were being taught. That is where I found out about that when I was, I think, 5-6 years, as young as that. That was where I saw that. So nowhere along the way did my mom ever show me how I'm supposed to be using sanitary towels. Talk to parents who talk to parents and tell them that what, this is are very, in as much as kuna kwanga na hiyo side ingine, ukitoka pale nje utapata mimba. That is just the same way they should be talking to their daughters and telling them, menses zikikuja, feel free to come to me. I am supposed to be the first person to know as your mother.
Yeah, there's some parents who are not openly about it. It might be lack of knowledge because hata yamelelewa hivyo. But I feel like Pad Pals will create so much awareness on it. We'll even educate the parents about it.
Yeah.
Sinakwambia, we usually deal here with young mothers. Yeah, we create that awareness. We educate them. Tunawambia, you know what? This and this is what happens. Don't let your daughter to go through this and this. We also try to empower the young mothers. We are trying to empower the young mothers. Ndio wapate that money ya kwenda kununua pads. Wasishinde wakitegemea like unaenda for transactional sex ndio upate pesa za pads, ama sijui you give yourself to a man, whatever. We usually empower them ndio wapate hiyo pesa ya kununua the pads. Yeah, because well, this society, man.
The current society that we have is not a welcoming society.
It's not a welcoming
but I believe
society.
people are working towards that. You know, let's.
I feel like there's so much that could be done that could make the society a better place. Yeah.
So we've talked about so many things that can be done. Examples?
Well, example is advocating for menstrual products to be free, creating policies. I feel like pia I feel like pia educate wazazi tuwakalisha chini niwaambia, you know what, mom and dad, menstruating is totally normal. Kukalisha mabeshte wetu, kuambia all about it. I feel like it's okay. That's why we have an education program in Pad Pals.
Yeah.
We create this awareness. We empower the people. We give them knowledge. Tunawaambia, and you know what, tukiwapatia hiyo knowledge and then spread pia kwa society. Because sisi peke yetu tutenda it would be that's why we are having this education system ndo tu sambaze the gospel everywhere.
You spread the message.
Yeah.
So you've there's the aspect psychological effects when it comes to menstrual flows, the period time. So what are some of the things that therapy inaweza saidia nayo at that particular point?
Well, therapy, I would say especially it usually applies mostly kwa pia when you experience stigma and shame. We have a mental program whereby we want the people to come and express themselves on what they go through and the distress that they have. Najua kuna mtu pia akinyesha anaweza kapata stress, depression, depending on pia period shaming.
Yeah.
Okay, if you were shamed, so definitely your self-esteem utaenda chini.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's where therapy comes in. We have a mental health program whereby we'd like to counsel these people. Tuambie, it's totally okay to have your period. It's totally okay. There are some people who are knowledgeable about period shaming, and it's totally okay. We need to educate them.
Yeah.
We need to create that safe haven society. So yeah, I feel like as much as period shaming equal, we all undergo so much during period shaming. We undergo so much during our periods. So I feel like if you have the courage to do it, talk about it. I feel like talking about it would help you in so many ways to come up with a solution. Yeah.
Okay. So pale nyuma we mentioned something about, you know, different people having different types of menstrual products that they use. So how do we make sure that, you know what, the menstrual products that each and every person are comfortable kutumia is more sustainable and eco-friendly?
Well, at Pad Pals, we are currently coming up na project ya washable pads. Yeah, because washable pads zuka for long. So nile tu unaitumia, you can have 1 or 2 or 3. Nile tu unatumia, ukimaliza, unawasha, unayanika, the next time utapata your menses, utaipata. We usually also menstrual cups, because menstrual cups zuka for 10 years. So imagine ukiwa na menstrual cup moja ama mbili for like you sustained for 10 years. Same na washable pads. And plus, we're also creating, at Pad Pals, we're also creating an environment-friendly program whereby we want to create bins za pads. Unajua kuna saa zingine unaendanga kwa, let's say, public washrooms, unakosa the pad bin. So we don't want you to walk around with the pads. We want to create a place whereby utaenda unatupa hizo pads. Whether ni kwa garden mahali tuweke hiyo bin mahali ama at an organization tuweke hiyo bin mahali so that ukipata chance like ukienda upate place yenye hakuna place ya kudispose the pads you will go and dispose at that place.
Yeah. So aside from, you know, having easy, we've seen there's a company that is working on sanitary towels zenye ziko mtu anatumia the banana fibers just to make them. So what would you advise watu wenye people who are venturing kwa hiyo industry, what would you advise that they do ndio wasikuje kutengeneza kitu yenye at some particular point, because kuna pads hazinunuliwi completely, kuna pads mtu hawezi tumia completely, si ndio? So what would you advise that they do such that kitu wameleta into the market is something that is going to serve everyone without any effect?
Well, for one, it's creating pads that are friendly to everyone. Okay, I'd say avoid the scented ones, but kuna wenye wanapenda the scented ones. But really, I feel like they should create the pads that ziko friendly for everyone. Whether it's the washable pads or the normal pads, bado, they should be friendly for everyone. I'd advise them to create the 10 years one pair because, well, this will last for long. Yeah.
Okay, so we have people in the community. We have communities where bado watu are not well educated about, you know, menstrual health, the periods that come with periods vile zinakujanga that particular period dem akigo through her menses. We have wale watoko ushago kabisa and we have the grandmoms still getting to tell their daughters, you know what, ukiwa kwa hii kitu haufai kukaa karibu na watu completely, just to make sure that our girls are comfortable palipopote wako. How can we best help our watu wenye wako ushago kabisa aside from junajua utafundisha mtu na si kila mtu atashika? So how can we best help them?
Well, currently at Padpals we have a sexual reproductive health rights program, whereby we want to educate everyone about their reproductive health.
Yes,
they need to know these things. So watu kama hao well, definitely kuna kwanga na system ya how to get to them. So when you follow that system, I feel like they'd be more comfortable when you get to them. You explain to them this and this is what happens. This is what you should be using. Because unajua, let's say for them wanatumianga a cloth, and a cloth can bring so many infections. Utapata UTIs or yeast infections. And it can be really annoying. So I feel like we at Padpals will strive to get through that system vizuri, tuwakalisha chini, and we educate them properly. We create your awareness. We tell them that this is right and this is not right.
So as we slowly come to an end, we have Padpals Kenya. Kuna kwanga na different ways za kufundisha mtu, si ndio? And kuna ile I call it the high school way, where mwalimu wa chemistry anaweza kuja kwa class aongee alafu aende, you see? And then at the end of the day hakuna kitu mtu amegrasp, si ndio? So what are some of the, you know, the most creative and innovative ways that you as Padpals Kenya mnatumia just to make sure the message is home for everyone?
Well, we use demonstrations.
Aside from that, we create groups whereby unawakalisha chini, unawapatia the knowledge that they need to have. Tunafanya the demonstration, tutakuja na pad na panty. Alafu after the demonstration unaambia mtu mwingine akuja, you know what, kuja pia wewe ufanye demonstration. We ask them questions pia. What have you learned from this? What else? Currently that's what we're doing. Okay, so guys, we have come to the end of today's episode, and you know that hatuwezi maliza before we talk about the pad bank drive. That is something that we are doing to raise just 1,000 pieces of sanitary towels to, you know, help the young girls get comfortable in school. Yani wakae tu shule wakiwa sawa kabisa, without the stress of mtu amekaa kando yangu anajua nina go through periods zangu saizi, you see. So it's a good anything, and we are like really appealing for your help. If you are in Thika Town, tunahitaji kila kitu, anything that can make a girl stay in school, from panties, panty liners to sanitary towels, tampons. We have silicone cups, anything that can keep a young girl in school. Not necessarily a young girl. We have a community in Kitui where watu bado wanatumia, how do I call it, nguo lakini pia si nguo, you see. But hao watu wote wanahitaji kukaa shule. At the end of the day, who dem anataka kutoka nje, anataka kutembea, anataka kukuwa comfortable without anybody knowing that she is currently on her menses. She needs to be comfortable at any point, palipopote yako. So guys, please, we are appealing for your assistance. Please, you can send in any amount. If you are in Thika Town, come to Neema Plaza, first floor, room 23 and 24, Boresha Jamii Initiative offices. Or ukifika hapo na hawako, panda juu second floor at Tante Africa Studios in Thika, bado Neema Plaza. You'll find us there, and you know, peana donations. A kind heart inakuanga rewarded in different ways. Sindio?
A pad is all that it takes.
Yes, a pad it is all that it takes to keep a girl smiling. What's your parting shot?
For party shot, I would say the same. We are asking for donations from every corner of the world. We're even requesting for partnerships. This is a really big thing.
Yeah.
Tunataka watoto wasome, tunataka watu wakwange and learn about it, empowered about it. Sindio? So yes, I would ask that please guys donate whatever you have. A pad is only 70 bob, ama 60 bob.
Yeah.
That's all that we need. 60 bob, 70 bob, or even donate pad yenyewe at our offices.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So yes guys, it has been amazing having you in studio.
Yeah,
asante sana kwa kukuja.
Thank you for having me.
It's okay guys. So the account number that you can send your donations is, the pay bill is 522522, and then the account number is 5865651. Tafadhali, the account number is 5865651. Send anything. At a 5 bob can take us a long way, guys. So it has been amazing. In case of any questions, we're going to be having Pad Pals bado tena a couple of times, a couple of sessions, just so we get to talk about, easy vitu. There are normal things that people don't really want to have the discussion about. So let's meet same place, same time next week. God bless you.
Welcome to TAS Media Institute, the home of undiscovered talents. You will be trained by professionals who have a passion in what they do. Do not be left behind. Enroll now and become a pioneer of TAS Media Institute. We are located at Neema Plaza, second floor along Kenyatta Highway in Thika Town. Life can sometimes take unexpected turns, and this family story is no exception. When a gas explosion completely changed the course of their living, Mr. Joseph Lual and his family have been forced to face unimaginable hardships. But even in this phase of adversity, they have managed to persevere with so much resilience. And as the saying goes, adversity introduces you to yourself. Let's get the story of Mr. Joseph and his family.
So welcome to the first episode of Brain Busters. My name is Mwangi Dominic. Leo tuko barabara ya MKU, tunauliza maswali tatanishi.
Media Institute will let you discover your talent.